Hi everyone, this is Elisa from Inaya's Toy Box Crochet, and I'm here to tell you what I've been up to. Thank you all so much for coming. I do love showing off my makeup, and I'm so happy you guys come to see it. You can find me on social media. I am Inaya's Toy Box on Instagram, Facebook, Ravelry, and Etsy. Anyways, what have I been up to? Here she is. I have been working on her most of this week. I didn't show her at all. Almost everything I'm going to show you. I don't know how many projects to show you. But I've been working on her most of this week. And I got a commission for a doll who is brown-skinned, wearing a pink dress, who's wearing hijab. So that's what I did. So the doll, I used the base of my Harper pattern. So if you're interested in the pattern, I have several different outfits for her. If you go to Ravelry, you could buy just one doll and all the outfits separately for the pattern. But I have several different outfits for her. And I decided I'm just going to use that as the base. She wanted, she didn't want a dress that comes off because that costs more. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to do color changes to make the dress. And then over here, I made the mixed cluster stitch. This is a tutorial from Bagaudet Crochet. She has it on her channel. It's the first time I'm making it upside down. It's actually supposed to look like this. But since I worked the dress from the waist down, I did it like this. And I kind of, glue's still dry, wet. I kind of like it because I find it looks like little tulips upside down. See that? Here, let me see. Right there. See, that's one stitch. It looks like a little tulip, doesn't it? I really, really enjoyed making it. I loved the look of it, and I like the fact that it looks like a tulip. I mean, I like flowers. I really, really like flowers. If you look, you could see stems of flowers of my painting there. But anyway, she wanted hijab, and I gotta tell you, the hijab gave me some trouble. I have made dolls with hijab before, but I was never very satisfied with it. And I was very determined that I was going to be satisfied with this one. Well, I worked it like 2 or 3 times. Oh, I hope that it dries nicely. I should have waited for the glue to dry before sewing it on. But anyways, I really hope it dries okay. Look, see that? I hope it doesn't stay like that. I always put glue on hair when I'm making it, just so that the head stays on, because, you know, I put fabric glue. I put fabric glue on the back of this hijab, obviously, and then I sewed it on. Anyways, so the hijab. I've made dolls with hijab before, and I was never very satisfied with it. Now, there is a designer, there is an Instagram page that I follow, and I believe I'm going to double check in a second, so I'm going to pause you. I believe her name is Handmade by Afifi, and she makes dolls with hijab, and the hijabs look so good. So I thought I'm going to go, if I'm wrong with the Instagram name, I'm just going to correct it down below, like on the screen. Anyways, I loved her hijabs, and I was like, how does she do it? And I actually saved it because I haven't seen her post in a while, which is good because I saved it. If I hadn't saved it, I wouldn't have been able to do this. But anyways, I saved one of her hijabi dolls, or dolls that were hijab, and to, you know, just study, look at later and everything. And so I went to my saved posts on Instagram, and I found the doll. So I was like looking at it, I'm like, how did she do it? So I figured out by looking at it that she's working in rows. I'm like, how does she do it? Because I still couldn't quite fathom how she did it to look so good. And then I noticed, hey, it's got this little thing on it. What's it called? You know, like when in Instagram, if there's multiple pictures on the post, you know, it's got that little sign that shows that. I'm like, oh, look at that. It has that. And I swiped to see another angle of the doll. And instead she shows how she does it. So I was like, yes, score. And so I made it like she did, except it still took a while because I had to figure out the measurements for this doll. Not that she gives measurements and says how much she changed or anything. She just shows this is how the hijab is before I sew it up. And so I did it. And here she is. I just finished sewing it on, which is why you can still see the glue. The glue is still wet. I hope it doesn't dry like that. I really hope it doesn't dry like that. I'd have to redo it. I don't know what I'd do if it dries like that. Anyways, here she is. I am going to give it to my client on Monday. And hopefully she loves it too. Anyways, there she is, ready to go, I think. Okay, so my other make this week is the blanket. So I showed you that I had started making another Boggy Creek blanket because I was tired of falling yarn. My working yarn bin keeps falling. Like yarn just fall. You don't even have to touch it. Well, you just touch it a little bit and then poof. Avalanche. So I decided, okay, I'm going to take out the smaller bits of your working yarn and make up another Crochet Memories blanket. And I did it. It's not finished. I still have to make a border. I still have to weave in all the ends. I haven't weaved in anything yet. But here it is. It is a lot of it is Basic Stitch by Lion Brand, but I do have some Premier Basics. This is like a Hobie Malaga, the purple one right there, and this is Basic Stitch. And this one right here, the pink, this pink right here, I'm not thinking boy. I think a boy or a girl can use this despite the fact that there's pinks, but this pink, it's kind of bittersweet. I mean, I'm glad it's in here, but it's bittersweet. This is the last of my Caron Simply Soft yarn. I used to use Caron Simply Soft exclusively. Like, to this day, the colors that I use the most, if I'm watching a video and somebody holds up a Caron Simply Soft skein, I will know the colorway. I used to use it exclusively, and I stopped using it exclusively when my Michaels started carrying it less. So they would still have some Simply Soft, but not as much. And so I was like, okay. And I started like exploring other yarns. And then when I went online to buy, you have to buy it in 3-packs. And I'm an amigurumi maker. I don't need it in 3-packs. And so I just stopped buying it. I don't have any Caron Simply Soft in my stash at the moment. Not because I don't like it, not because I hate it or anything like that. I just don't have it. I just haven't bought it. So that's the last of my Caron Simply Soft. It's the pink. It's done. No more. And this is my blanket. I was very reluctant. I was hesitant to put this yarn in. But at this point, this is like the last bit of my blanket. And it has the right colors that's in the blanket. And if I didn't put this one in, I'd have to introduce a new shade of color, and I didn't want to do that at the moment. So I put that one in, but it is a little thicker, as you can see just by the height. The yarn is a little thicker than the other ones, but it's in, it's done. This is a scrap blanket, so it's gonna have whatever it has. But here it is, mostly Basic Stitch. A lot of it is Basic Stitch, but I have some other stuff as well. That's it. It's not finished. I will be showing it to you again. It's got all the ends to weave in, all the ends to weave in, and also a border that I need to make. That went in my mouth. So that's my second project, and my last project of the day is this. So I went into Hirschner's, and this is going to be a bag, by the way. I went into Hirschner. I got a Hirschner's catalog a while back, and it had this really, really gorgeous blanket, and it's done with Red Heart ombre in pink, and I loved it, and I wanted it. But honestly, I have no use for a blanket. I already have a blanket. And I live in a small apartment, and we have 3 other people living in here, meaning my husband and my kids. But I don't have space to store it. So I can't just go around making blankets. So I did not buy the kit. It was beautiful though. But I did find the pattern on Your Inspirations. And so I started, I thought, okay, I'll make it one day. These 2 colors I had chosen already, not because of this pattern at all. I wanted to work with these 2 colors because I have a lot of this yarn. This is the Premier, I wonder if I could take it out. I have like major yarn barb, so I don't want to move around the yarn too much. But here, this is the Premier Cotton Glitz. And a few years ago, it was on sale from Premier. I have so much yarn barb. There's more than that. But anyways, I've been working from the yarn barb all this time. Anyways, this was on sale. You could get 3 skeins of this. What was it? It's 490 yards, 280 grams, 9.87 ounces. 3 of these for $5. So I bought them. I bought this one. I bought the one with the glitter in silver. And I bought the red one, which is right here. And I haven't used it. No, well, okay. I've used it, but not much. Not much. And so I have it lying around, taking up space, and I'm like, I want to use this, and I want to use them together. So I picked up the pattern that I saw. I had a little trouble with the Your Inspiration pattern, following it. I don't know, for some reason, I have trouble with Your Inspiration patterns. But Mikey from Crochet Crowd does have a tutorial on this. So I went to the tutorial, and I figured, I watched him, and after a while, I figured out how it was, so I watch it from there. I'll put Mikey's tutorial down below, or Crochet Crowd's tutorial down below, so you can check it out if you want to. But anyways, I started making this. Now, I told you already, I was committed to these colors, and I started this pattern because I really like the pattern. And now that I'm making it, it gives me Darth Maul vibes, doesn't it? Darth Maul. He's the villain in the prequel, the first movie. I forget what it was called. How did I forget the first movie's name? Because it's no good. But he gives me Darth Maul vibes. What about you? Do you see it? If you guys know anything about Star Wars, do you see it? I don't know. It gives me Darth. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna make 2 of these, and then I'm gonna attach it together and make a bag out of it. But it gives me Darth Maul vibes. He does. I'm on the dark side. But anyways, here it is. I do plan to make 2 of these, and I'm hoping it uses up a lot of this yarn. I'm not very hopeful. I'm hoping, but I don't expect it to use up too much of the yarn, to tell you the truth. But I am liking the way it turns out, even Darth Maul-ish. I am liking it. It's mosaic crochet, and like I said, I'll put the links down below. You could see whatever, you could see if you want to make it. But here it is. I keep saying that, but I don't know what else to say about it. Just Darth Maul, I can't get over it. Yeah, so it's gonna be a bag, and that's it. That's all I worked on this week. All those, like this, I worked my fair amount of this, but this is mindless. So when I needed a break from this, because, you know, amigurumi, counting, crocheting tight, it goes slow, and sometimes you want to do something that's just a little faster. And so I picked up this, and that's how I finished. Well, not finished. I finished everything but the border. And, you know, but I finished. This is how big it's going to be. It is going to be a Boggy Creek blanket at the moment. It is not quite big enough. I'm going to have to put a 1.5 inch border, I think, on this. A 1.5 inch border. I haven't decided what color I'm going to use or any of that. Maybe I'll use brown. I have brown. Maybe I'll use white. Do I have gray? We'll find out. I don't know yet. I don't know what color I'm going to use. I do have, I prefer to use my working yarn for the border, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. We'll see. Anyways, that's what I've been up to this week. By the way, if anyone is interested in my makes and having one of my makes, do check out my Etsy store. I did put up some of my stuff in there, and I'll probably add more slowly because, I don't know, Etsy intimidates me sometimes. But I'll put up more as I get more to put up. If you'd like to have a piece of what I made. And if you don't, I'd love it if you just check it out. And heart stuff, like heart the store, heart the whatever you want to heart. It really does help to be seen on Etsy if there's more hearts all over the place. But anyways, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, please do give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to hear more from me, please subscribe. Bye.